Okay, great. Here we are. Okay, so hi everyone in the room here in Dallas, online. Welcome everyone. My name is Anthony Burek. I work at OTAN, the Outreach and Technical Assistance Network. We are based in Sacramento, California. I'm the coordinator for distance learning projects. I am joined by the amazing...
Hi everyone, I'm Rachel Riggs. I am a technical advisor for the EdTech Center at World Education. And we are, in addition to our friends at Literacy Minnesota and North Star, the strand partners for the Digital Literacy and Technology strand, as well as our friends at the Literacy Assistance Center of New York City.
Okay, so we are here for the second annual Tech Jam. So welcome back. Tech Jam, we started the Tech Jam last year in Nashville, and it's really just kind of an informal way for all of us to talk about technology and the tools that we've been seeing here at COABE, some of the new things that we've learned here from our colleagues who have presented in their sessions. So really the idea is to be able to share what we've been learning with each other. And we're going to do it in this way. And this is also open to everybody in the room as well as the online folks. We'll talk about how that sharing is going to go. But again, just a reminder, as Rachel was saying, we are a part of the Digital Literacy and Technology strand. We're one of the more active strands here at COABE. Some of you were with us on Monday when we had our networking event at the end of the day. There was an informal lunch yesterday, and then you're here today for the Tech Jam. So we really want to kind of keep the momentum going with the strand. So one of the things that we talked about on Monday is that if you would like to join this Google group, sign up to become a member of the Google group. We would love to have you be a part of that. I'm hoping that after COABE we'll get going with communication with folks in the group. So if you want to either scan the QR code, or if you want to, if we could put the link maybe in the chat somehow so that the online folks can get to that. But again, if you're interested in joining the Google group and staying connected with each other after the conference, please do that. You're working on that?
I am.
Okay, so Rachel's going to work on getting the link to that in the chat as well for those of you. Oh, Nell's got it. Okay, fantastic. Okay, super. Okay. The other thing that we're going to work with today is the Padlet. So again, if you were here on Monday, you might already have access to the Padlet, but go ahead and scan the QR code, or you can click on the link that's in the slide or that's going to be added to the chat. So on Monday, we used the Padlet for the discussion that was about AI. You can go back to that Padlet. We've added a new column all the way over to the right. Scroll over to the right, and you will find our Tech Jam column. So the things that we're going to showcase today, we're going to add to the Padlet so that you don't forget all those things. And you can bring those back with you to your schools and agencies after today. Okay, so here's the kind of basic outline for the Tech Jam today. Basically, we want you to share one thing that you learned about from the conference. Ideally, it's a tech-related tool or topic, because this is a Tech Jam. You will have 3 minutes to present. You're welcome, if you're in the room here, to come up and share. So you have 3 minutes to present, share biggest takeaways, ideas that you might have once you learned about this new tool or topic. Maybe why should somebody even take a look at this tool or topic on their own? Anything that kind of appealed to you when you learned about the tool or topic, we would love to hear about that in your 3-minute presentation. We've already added, get that out of the way. We've already added the column to the Padlet, so we're going to be adding a number of things that we hear about today to the Padlet. So when you come to the Padlet, just on the bottom, there should be a scroll bar. Scroll all the way over to the right, and I've put an example entry in there. I'll do my presentation here in a second. So if you are in the room, you are welcome to come up to the mic and present for the 3 minutes and share your tool or topic. For the online folks, I still don't think the online folks are able to actually cut. Oh, they can? Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. I wasn't sure if that was going to happen or not. Okay. So Rachel tells me that if you are online and you would like to share, you can come online. We should be able to have them share the screen as well. Oh,
if you're online, raise your hand in Zoom, and we will we'll allow you to talk and then ask you to unmute, so you'll be able to speak. I don't think you could turn your camera on or share your screen, but we can if you put your stuff into the Padlet column, we'll share our screen and show it, and you will just talk about it. So I think that's a good way to work it.
That works. Okay. All right, so any questions so far about the premise here? Okay, so I'll kick it off, I'll model it for us. So let me see, I'm gonna escape out of this. All right, I'm gonna switch over to the Padlets. If I can get this in, oh, hold on a second. Okay, okay, here we are at the Padlet, okay. And let us know if you're having trouble getting to the Padlet. So I'll kick off the Tech Jam by introducing a technology tool, a hardware tool that I wasn't very familiar with, but I've actually been using a couple times here at COABE. If you are here in the room, to my left on the, on the black case here is a 360 camera and microphone called an IPVO. So who's using, just by show of hands, who's using like an OWL camera, or you're familiar with an OWL camera? Okay, so we have a couple folks in the room who are raising their hands. So back at OTAN, we've been using an OWL camera we have our own conference, and so we use OWL cameras at our conference to do a hybrid conference, but we also use them for events that we host back at our office, so we use an OWL camera. But the IPVO is another camera that you might want to consider using. So let me just bring up oh, wait, actually, just link to it from the Padlet. Okay, oops, so here is some information about the IPVO camera. You can see it on the screen. You can see kind of how it's being used. So they're in a meeting space, so you just put it right in the meeting space. Here in our room, we have it in the front of the room. And so we're able to better connect the folks who are in the room with the folks who are online. So everybody can see each other, and then everyone can hear each other as well. Okay, and so I put that in the Padlet, and I will go ahead and, so what we do, just kind of for ceremonial purposes here, is that once you come up and do your presentation, tell us about your tool or topic, you end it with a jam. So this can be any kind of jam. I'm suggesting perhaps an air guitar, maybe a drum roll, maybe a flute, whatever you want to do. So I will just end with I'll end with a jam. A flute? Okay, I've never played a flute in my life, but I think this is how they go. So I will air flute. Zzz. Okay, jam. How about that? Okay, all right. So again, anybody who's here in the room, any of our online friends who would like to come on and tell us about a tool or topic, the floor is open. So would anybody like to come next? Don't be shy. Rachel, I'm also looking at you. Fantastic. Okay, here we go. Well, yeah, we can work on adding that while you're presenting. So what's your name?
I'm Charles.
Charles, okay.
Hello, everybody. Is it cool if I just Google something really quick?
Yeah, please.
Great. Okay, so what I am going to be sharing, I've heard a lot at the conference about AI literacy. And this is obviously a new challenge, not only to get educators educated on using AI themselves, but also on how to teach it. And so Human IT, the organization that I am actually a part of, this is kind of a little bit of shameless self-promotion. We actually have, we are a digital literacy organization. We actually are focused on bridging the digital divide, whatever that looks like. So whether that's low-cost devices or getting people connected to the internet, providing them tech support, whatever digital literacy they need. And so we have created Prompting Pirates, which is a chatbot game. And it is a way for people to learn how to do prompt engineering and get better at prompt engineering by playing this game that is on our website. And so that's just a cool tool that is totally free, and anyone can use that. So if you're interested, definitely reach out to me and I can share more, or you can do what I just did and all you have to do is Google Human IT and the name prompting pirates, or if you just Google human IT and pirates, I'm sure it will come up. And the other thing that I will mention, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, is that we have been funded by GM to create an AI literacy platform and to continue to build this out. And so if you go to our website, you can get signed up to pilot those programs for free, or reach out to me, and you can pilot that AI literacy platform for free while we create it. So thank you guys very much for your time.
Jam it out.
Jam, yes. Well, I play the keyboard, so I will do a little bit of keyboard here. And there we go.
All right. All right, so that in essence is the Tech Jam. Who would like to present next, either in the room here or online friends? Don't be shy, we're all friends. Yeah, come on up. What's your name? Richard. Yeah? Okay, Richard's gonna come up.
Hello, good morning, everyone. So my name is Richard McCall. I work with Human IT as well. Well, first, this was an entirely a learning experience for me, as this was my first COABE conference, so there's that. Thank you. But to that, it was a lot of conversations that I had in regards to adult education and learning, just how many things fall under adult education. So what we did at our table, since we were exhibitors downstairs, we did create a COABE-specific website, or collaborative website with Human IT, where we have a few devices that were priced specifically for attendees. And so in the conversations that I had, it was really eye-opening for them and for me too, to see just how providing a low-cost device was, or really could break down a lot of barriers, right? In terms of accessing resources, digital resources, and being able to go to school and do the things that fall under adult education. So just a little bit about that promotion. There is a website. Here, if you type in Human IT/COABE, you'll see 2 devices that are specifically priced for attendees. It could be for teachers, students, or just your network. So it's a really cool opportunity to get some low-cost technology in your hands. So thank you. Oh, I play bass, so here we go. Ba-doom, ba-doom, doom, doom, doom.
Okay, well, good to hear from the guys at Human IT. Anybody else online or in person that would like to share? What have you seen? What's inspiring you? What have you been tinkering with? We want to know, and we want to know now. Brian, come on. I'm going to start calling everybody out. I have to learn some names first, but.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Okay. Hello, everyone. So my name is Ryan, and I'm here in Texas with TCAL. We provide professional development to the adult education programs in the state. I specifically work with distance education, digital learning, digital literacy, integration, things like that. My tool is called Descript, and it is a video editor, of course, with our wonderful AI integration into it. So if you know how to use Docs or a word processing software, if you know how to use a slides tool like PowerPoint or Slides, you can use Descript, right? So for one, it can generate AI video, AI, what is it called? Transcript, there you go, the words. It can do that. You can edit the video basically by just editing the text that's generated. So if you're, like I said, you can cut and copy and paste, and create slides, presentations or slides, not presentations, but slides, that will be the scenes, if you will, in your presentation. So specifically for me, I like to use videos for, of course, repetitive processes, questions, things that we do, instructors, whatever. And I have a bank of videos that I used Screencastify previously before. So I like this tool because you can make your videos look a little bit more clean, right? A little bit more professional, a little bit more crisp. And it's not that you need to have a lot of editing experience and practice and all of that in there. So Descript is great. And, again, there's a 3-minute video that tells you all about it. That's AI generated and it's really cool. But yeah, that's my tool. Okay, Jam. So I don't play any instruments, but in my mind, I feel like I would be a really great drummer, and I play drums in VR, so.
Okay, who's up next? Let's see. Amber, Becky, Kenya, Vicky, we see you here with us. Raise your hand if you want to jam. Friends in the room, here. I don't know everybody's names, but come on up. Who's next?
Rachel, do you have a tool?
Okay, here I go, fine. So at the EdTech Center, part of what we do is field testing various new technologies in adult education and literacy settings. And one of the recent field tests that we did was with a tool called Pace AI. Have you guys heard of that? Okay. So this is an edtech startup founded by the children of immigrants who know well what the struggle is for people who come to the United States and don't speak English fluently to get workforce opportunities that align with the past training that they had in their home countries. So Pace AI is developing a very, I think, innovative and cutting-edge AI tool for adult learners that takes any content that you have. So if you have PDF, text, or links to content, and develops personalized language skills practice exercises for learners so that they can learn not just the content of what you've put in for them, but also the English language skills to better understand and practice that content. There are lots of cool features in Pace. I think one of the coolest, more recent ones is a role play feature. So you can actually set learners up to be, a doctor and then set up the AI to be the patient, and you can preload that with your healthcare curriculum, and the AI will draw from that context to develop these role play, speaking, and listening opportunities for learners. So I think that's pretty neat and exciting. Yeah, so that's Pace AI. We have a report that we wrote about the field testing that I can share in the Padlet, and we also have a panel at 3 on pairing ESOL textbooks with AI. The founder of Pace will be on the panel. I will be too, so maybe you guys, if you're interested, would join us and learn more. I'll put this into the Padlet, yes, when I go over there, yes. So, okay, in honor of my mother, a violin. Okay, that was terrible, but that's it. And who is next? I think another thing we can do, let's see, I see a few people here in the room who haven't come up. That's fine if you don't want to. And a few people online who haven't shared yet. So I'm going to take a moment and see if anybody else wants to volunteer. People are being shy. Who is that? Who was that? I had ghosts in my room on Monday night, so I'm a little bit nervous. Okay, nobody's volunteering. Nobody online wants to unmute yet?
Anybody online?
Okay, I feel like another thing that we could do is we can ask questions about people who have already come up.
Sure.
And we can also ask if someone would show us a tool that we're interested in trying. So I wonder if there's anything like that, if somebody wants to share again, if somebody wants to ask a question, yeah?
Could we see the videos that you created? Would you mind showing us one of your videos?
I think she'd have to log in.
Oh.
Is that right, Ryan?
Okay. Yeah,
That'd be cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You wanna come show?
Okay, so we're gonna go back. Oh, sorry, I'm talking to online people.
Okay, so as I mentioned, yes, Descript does provide you a video when you create your account for you to essentially play around with, right, to get to know the tool. I'll log in, see if that'll work. Of course. We're so secure.
I'm impressed that you felt confident to log in.
If I can type it in right.
Two-factor authentication. Add that.
Okay, one more. Oh, no, that's not you. Why is it not doing? Should I say yes? What is it? I don't know. No, yes?
No.
Because sometimes then it's like, get out of here, and then it kicks me out. Oh, really? Yeah. We'll see what happens. We're just playing today, so you know.
Security over there at Texas A&M.
So secure.
Oh, here we go. It's going. Okay, good.
We are in there. Okay, so as I mentioned, so this is the video, like I said, when you sign up, it's a demo project, but it also teaches you about the features of Descript, so you can get a basic understanding of how the platform operates. So when it's in here, what you're actually seeing is the editing background part of this video. Because I have not shared or published this yet, or downloaded it, it's not going to play like in full screen. So that's why you're seeing it in this format. So just a couple of things that I did already to this video. This is my Bitmoji. Oh. This is my Bitmoji. That I added. Added this slide into this presentation that was already created. On another slide, I added a little graphic of a star just to see what does it look like to add elements, add pictures, add video, things like that. There's also a part in here where you'll hear a repeated line. That's me using that cut and copy feature to see what is it like to edit or to duplicate in terms of the audio. So let me go ahead and play, and let's hope it all works, right?
In this video, you'll learn the basic ideas behind making video in Descript. Whether you're completely new to video editing or just new to Descript, this is a great way to get started. Hi, I am AI Ryan. Let's get started. To record your video, click the record button in the sidebar and configure your camera and mic. You can also record your screen to a separate track and then switch between camera and screen views in the edit.
I'd like to guide you through how to make a space in your home more zen.
If you already recorded elsewhere, just drop in your file and you'll have a transcript in a few minutes. In Descript, you edit your recording the same way you edit a doc. Edit your recording the same way you edit a doc. For example, In this section here where Michelle flubbed her line, I'll just highlight that part in my script and delete it. Cut, copy, and paste works the same way. If you want to record or import additional recordings, just add an empty line. You can even use AI to generate different words than what you said in the recording. Just select a word and click Regenerate and type the word you wish you said. Descript will authorize your voice and then generate the audio. If you just want to edit the text without editing the video, like to fix a transcription error so your captions are accurate, just select it and click Correct. And those are the basic steps to editing your recording in Descript. If you want even more control, you can fine-tune your edits by opening the timeline where you can remove or add space between words, or do anything else you'd do in a traditional editor. If editing your recording in Descript works like a doc, editing visual layouts works like using a slide deck. Descript uses a concept called scenes to basically divide your recording into slides, each of which can have its own layout. Say you want to add a lower thirds title here. Type a slash at the beginning and end to define the scene. Now click the Layout menu in the canvas and find Lower Thirds. Now you can edit the text directly on the canvas. You'll see we have dozens of layouts, including multicam layouts and layouts for social clips. We have several layout packs for different styles, or you can create your own custom layout packs that match your brand. Let's look at another example. I'd like to overlay this section of my recording with some B-roll. I can browse to the B-roll category and pick a layout I like. Now, I just click on this placeholder to insert a file from my project files or from Descript's collection of millions of stock images and videos. Of course, layouts aren't the only way to add visual elements to your scene. You can drag and paste files into the canvas or add files from the elements, captions, and stock media sidebars, where you can also add music and sound effects. And you can add smart transitions between scenes to automatically animate the elements from one scene to the next, making your videos look polished and professional. Now you know the basic concepts of Descript. Edit recordings like a doc and arrange visual layouts using scenes, just like a slide deck. When you're done, export by clicking the Publish button. We've only scratched the surface of Descript. Descript has a powerful AI editing assistant called Underlord, animation features and effects, and a lot more. So go ahead, dive in, and start making a video. You can always come back and watch Learn Descript for more tips.
Yeah, it's really cool. So just as I mentioned before, I use Screencastify, and it's probably been a little over a year since I was using it extensively, and I was doing all of these editing things there, right? So I was, adding text to my videos. I was trying to make it look as clean as possible and all of that. And it got the job done at the time, but something like this, I would, personally use, and it's really, like I said, it's really easy in terms of docs and Word and all of that. So there we go. So I'm going to sign out of everything.
I'm only doing this so people online can hear me. I'm not snatching a microphone out of your face. I would never. But I did see Synthesia. Someone presented on a tool called Synthesia. It's another AI kind of video generating tool. Canva generates, you can use, avatars and their Magic Studio. Adobe Express is another one. So I think if people are interested in Descript or generally in video AI tools, those are some other cool options. I thought of another one because of the prompting pirates. Did I say that right? The prompting pirates idea. And it is an AI literacy chatbot that I've been working on. So I wanted to show you guys that. This is huggingface.co/chat, and it's free, and it uses open source AI models. And you can go in here and actually create your own assistant, is what they call it. You can do that in ChatGPT and other tools too. But this one is free, so I think it's cool for teachers if you want to experiment with what it would look like to create your own little custom chatbot. I created one that gives teachers ideas for incorporating AI literacy into their lessons. And let me sign in and show you guys. Oh, sorry. This is huggingface.co/chat. So Hugging Face is a popular like AI developer platform, and then this is their chat, product. All free. And so this is my AI literacy helper that I created. I can pop up a QR code if you guys want to chat with it, but it will require you to log in. So that's the one downside. So in my AI literacy helper, I have made it so that it'll give a structured response if you give it what you're teaching. So if I say, I'm teaching my students fractions, then it should give me some ideas for how I could integrate AI literacy into a lesson on fractions. It'll start with AI tips for the students, and then it should give me, some reflection questions, as well as the AI literacy connection at the end. So just something I was experimenting with. Like I said, this is in their assistance feature. So you can go to assistants and create new assistant, and you can upload an avatar, you give it a system prompt, describe it, and this is essentially creating your own little chatbot. Enable it to do web searches and so on. Now, if you're looking at this system prompt portion of the screen and thinking that's intimidating, you could go to Stanford's Build-A-Bot site, where they've set up tools and workshops to support educators in building their own, this isn't the exact site, building their own chatbots and designing those. Trying to find, there is a website, but this is not it either, that has a bunch of guidance on it. Oh, yes, AI Tinkery, Build a Bot, Research Study Response, Build a Bot, here it is. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so if you go to Get Started, it's going to kind of give you some scaffolding to develop your own system prompt that then you could go to Hugging Chat and enter into that system prompt section. You can see once you respond to these questions, you copy it to the clipboard, move it over here, and then you have your little chatbot. So that's something I've been tinkering with. Anyone else? Did this spark anything? Anybody want to come up?
Just checking a Zoom thing here. Marjorie, did it work? There we go. Okay. What about, do we have any online folks? Vicky, Kenya, Geisha, Francella? Let us know if you would like to present also. Or if you want to put something in the chat as well, and we can pick it up from there. I've also been adding the resources to the Padlet, but not all the resources have come through yet. So just give it a little time. Everything should show up, everything that we've been presenting on today. Should be there shortly. Okay. Anyone else? Got a tool? Another one? Ryan's got another one? Okay, come on up. Come on up. We're all learning.
I'm going to preface this by saying that it's not a tool that's as fancy as like the AI tool you just showed, Pace AI or anything like that. But I do like to share this with instructors because, And I use this in my facilitations all the time because, you never know when you have to go on the fly and do something different, or even when you've, planned out. So the tool is called Classroom. Oops, let's type it right. Classroom Screen. I'm just gonna Google it. And you can get it for free. You don't have to create an account. And like I said, it's on the fly, right? So if you need a timer, so when I say, oh, okay, we're going to do a breakout activity for however many minutes, and I can say, okay, we'll all be back at 12:11, that might mean nothing because we get involved in our conversations, but I can throw this timer up on the screen quickly. I can move that. Sorry, I'm moving your thing. There we go. I can throw a timer up on the screen quickly, and now it's visual and it's audio. So you can change the sound. It could be a cowbell. They have like a guitar, things like that. So you can choose from the sound. So when you hear my cowbell, the 10 minutes is up, the timer is up. So quickly on the fly, you have classroom tools that you can use. You want to take a quick poll. If you want to add some text to it, you want to see the clock, things like that. You can change the background to these, so when you open it up, it automatically just pops up an image, but you can change the background to something that might really fit the theme or topic of your session. So it's just, for me, it's a really useful tool. I use it when I facilitate virtual sessions, in-person sessions, share it with teachers because you can do a lot with it when you're planning your lessons, or like I said, when you have to do something on the fly, it's really easy in that way. And you don't have to log in or anything, you just pull it up, so. That's really cool. Yeah. What was the website? It's called Classroom Screen. Mm-hmm. All right, that's it.
Anyone else? Your favorite simple, basic tool that's really useful? Because I love those too. Simple, basic tool that's really useful. One of my favorite simple, it's going to be a Ryan Rachel rotation from now. No, I'm just kidding. A Flippity is one of my favorite simple, basic tools that's really useful. Is everybody familiar with Flippity? Oh, okay, let me show you. And free. I love free stuff. Who doesn't? Okay, so Flippity is a free tool, and it's to create digital manipulatives with just a spreadsheet on the back end. So you're always creating everything from a Google spreadsheet, and it's putting it into the design, the interface that students would interact with. So I'll show you an example. My favorite is probably the first thing that they did, which was just the flashcards. On the flippity.net site, you always can see a demo, or you can read the instructions to create it. So if I look at the demo, I have really simple activities here that, it's flashcards. I can also see these in a list. I can create matching. I can have a practice where they have to enter what's on the other side of the flashcard. I can even do the snowman activity, which is like the other version of this that I won't say. But so from one single spreadsheet, you can create all of these interactive activities for learners to practice the same set of vocabulary or whatever it is that's on the flashcard, whatever kind of content you're working with. And to do that, you're just using a templated Google Sheet. So you're making a copy of their template, and you're plugging in your own terms and definitions. You can give the cards different colors, you can give the text different colors, and once you're done putting all of that into here, then you get a link to your Flippity. You have to publish this spreadsheet to the web, and then it'll put a link here in row 5. That would be the link that you share with learners. And then once learners have it, they can do any of those variations of those different flashcard activities. So very simple, very basic, but a way to get something that, may have been some paper flashcards you had into a digital format and with some more options than just viewing them as flashcards. Are we not jamming anymore? I can't tell.
You can keep jamming, it's fine.
We know you. Whoa, 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 whoa. That was like an instrument you've never seen before. Thank you. Anyone else that bring up any ideas for you? Yeah?
Actually, I do.
Yeah?
Anybody else in the room, online? So, in honor of our colleague Rachel Riggs, I'd like to tell you about the Rachel device. Who's heard about the Rachel device? Okay, all right, let's talk about the Rachel. Rachel, let's talk about the Rachel.
I invented it.
Well, if you did, I mean, you should take credit for it because it's really cool. So, all right, let me show you what the Rachel is. So you go to the website World Possible. World Possible is the creator of the Rachel device. So when you go to the World Possible website, you learn about this device called a Rachel. So it stands for Remote Area Community Hotspot for Education and Learning. You need to work on your titles, Rachel. Okay, basically what this is, let me just show you. Let's see if we can get a little visual of what this Rachel, what? Have they run out of Rachels? Isn't so. Okay, here we go. On the screen here, if you can see it on the right-hand side, you get a kind of a picture of what the Rachel device is. So basically, this is like a little local hotspot, and it's portable. You can take it with you anywhere, and it's basically an offline device. However, it has its own little network. So if you are within the vicinity of a Rachel device, you can connect directly to the Rachel. So you don't have to worry about Wi-Fi or things like that. So it's meant to be used in offline environments, right? So one of my colleagues always likes to talk about how, say you have folks who are working on the farm who need, and they're working with machinery and things like that, and the machinery breaks down, and they have to basically fix the machinery. So how would they be able to access the information they need to fix this machinery if there's no Wi-Fi connection around them, right? So you can load, for example, content onto a Rachel device, for example, like PDF docs or Word docs, things like that. And then if you are, again, within the vicinity of a Rachel with a mobile device, you just search your networks. There's a Rachel network that comes up. You just connect to the Rachel network, and then you have access to the content that's on the Rachel device. Now you can put your own content onto a Rachel, but they also have a lot of other information. Let me see if we can get to that. They have a lot of other information about, a lot of other content that they can load up on a Rachel device. So let me see. I'm trying to remember. No. Let's go here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, here's the Rachel itself. So the Rachel, for a one-time fee of $500, you can buy the Rachel device. You'll see that you could actually get the content in a couple of different languages, including English, French, and Spanish. There are a number of correctional facilities that also use Rachel devices. Again, because folks are just connecting directly to the Rachel, there's not some larger Wi-Fi network that we're tapping into here. And then in terms of the content, so let's take a look and see what kinds of, okay, this is a terrible view. I think they need some donations for some websites. The World Possible folks are very dialed into creating these devices. Okay, this is not the best, the best view. But basically, first of all, which is really great, is they give you some information as a teacher or instructor about how to use the Rachel for offline instruction, right? So being able to focus on only the content that's on the Rachel itself. If you're familiar with sites like Calibri or CK12, there's also sort of a static view of Wikipedia, for example. KA Lite, which is actually, that's the Khan Academy, so it's sort of the Khan Academy version content that'll show up on this offline device. And you can kind of customize the content that's there. So, for example, like we're looking at like a long list of content. However, you can sort of like you can sort of hide and turn on the content that you want to show up on your Rachel device. Here's CK12, here's GCF Learn Free. Also, some keyboarding possibilities here. I'm just looking. There's also PhET. So if you know about PhET, which is basically they have a lot of science simulations like physics and chemistry simulations, so you can bring that in. We have some algebra resources here, other math resources, some TED Talks as well. So lots of different content that we're familiar with that we're able to bring onto this device and then share it locally with learners who may be having device issues or connectivity issues or things like that. So that is it on the Rachel device. And again, actually World Possible is an organization that works around the world. So they have worked in many different difficult to connect environments. And so they bring that know-how into the device. There's so much field testing of this device going on around the world. Shows up in all kinds of classrooms, community centers, open fields, farms, anywhere that you can bring this kind of portable device to, you can bring a Rachel device to. So that's my jam. Yeah. Thanks, Rachel.
You're welcome, everyone. Happy to help.
Yes. Okay. Who else? Any other devices? Any other resources? In-person folks, online folks? Online folks also, if you want to just put something in the chat, we can bring it up here on the screen if you want to share something. What's that? Oh, okay. Rachel is so inspired by the Rachel, she has another thing to share with us. So Rachel.
Okay, I do have another one that the Rachel reminded me of this. Skill blocks. Has anybody heard of skill blocks? Okay, so the Rachel has all that great content, including PhET, and that's what sparked my memory to show you guys skill blocks, which is not offline, but it is a way of connecting adult educators with free and open educational resources that they can use from great sources like PhET. So it's kind of like a library that pulls together a bunch of free teaching resources. So on Skillbox, you can, a few options that you're seeing here, you can look at blocks that other people have created. Students can enter an access code to view a blocks, or you can sign in to a student or instructor account. So I'm going to sign into my instructor account and show you guys the Skillbox library. So if I go here to create a new Skillbox by searching for activities, and let's say I am teaching math, then I would go to select a subject area framework, and I would select math as the subject. I have never taught math in my life, so don't, I'm just showing you guys this. Don't ask me any math questions. But I could go to different levels. These are the CCRS levels and standards. So I'll go to level C and drop down one of the bigger buckets of standards on operations and algebraic thinking. And then this here is showing me how many activities I'm going to find that align to use the 4 operations with whole numbers to solve problems. And then I drill down to the exact standard that I'm looking for, and it pulls up all some different free and open educational resources that align to that standard from great trusted sources like Khan Academy, Math is Fun, and the PhET simulations, which are really cool if you're not familiar with them. They're all these cool math and science interactive simulations from the University of Boulder, I want to say. So Skillbox is a place to just find all of those different things. So there's math, and then there is digital literacy, civics education, financial literacy, health literacy, workforce preparation, and we are just now building out the language arts library as well. So with lots of reading and the CCRS standards for reading and language. So that is Skillbox. I'll show you what a blocks looks like once you remix those different activities. Let me see if I have one here. Yeah, we'll look at farmer's market. This is my blocks. I can customize it. And then this is the student view of it. And they're just getting links to different activities that they'll go and do, and they'll come back to skill blocks to work on the next one. And if they have an account, they can track their completion of these different activities. So yeah, just a way to find great free resources and share them with students. Bum. Anyone else? I think we should have some open question answer time now. Any questions, thoughts, ideas? Sign out.
Any online votes? Can I share one more thing?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
You're the boss.
Since we're on the topic of open educational resources, OER, so one of the projects that we've been working on at OTAN is with the CK12. So who's heard of CK12? Who knows what CK12 is or heard of them? Okay, so basically what CK12 is, what CK12 is, close this, is our online textbooks. So, and they're meant to be free, open educational resources. And so we've been there, as the name implies, they are primarily they work in the K-12 space. However, a few years ago, OTAN, my organization, we approached CK12 and we said, oh, have you ever thought about resources for adult learners, right? Not K-12 learners. So thus sparked a partnership between CK12 and OTAN, where we have been working on some resources that are specifically for adult learners. Again, open OER textbooks. So hopefully this will take you to the space. Yes, okay. So again, CK12 and OTAN, we've worked on building out these, they call them flex books. So they're basically textbooks on adult education topics. And once you go ahead and create an account, and then you download a copy of any one of the textbooks that you're interested in. And then once you have the textbook in your account, you're able to further customize it for your learners and your classrooms. So even, the textbooks by themselves are pretty weighty, but you may have other kinds of resources that you want to bring into and or actually add to the textbook itself. And so, each of the textbooks has their own set of chapters. You can, again, hide the chapters you don't want to show, focus on the chapters that you do want to show. You can rearrange the order of the chapters, however it's going to best suit your situation. So we have some textbooks that are for the ABE level students. We have then textbooks that are available for the ASE, high school diploma, high school equivalency level students. Actually, I think we have HSC coming up separately. But these are all the diploma subjects there. And then we have for high school equivalency, so for the GED or the high set or the TABE. We don't have TABE in California, but I think that's the third one. The subjects that you see here. We have a few CTE textbooks as well. So, CTE, there are many, many different subjects that you could study in CTE classrooms. So we have a few of those textbooks here. And then we have a few that are geared towards ESL level students as well. So again, all you need to do is go to the CK12 website, go ahead and create an account for free. And then once you have your account, navigate over to the adult education space, download any one of the textbooks that you see here, and then you can further customize them and make them available for learners in your classroom as well. So, jam. I'll play, I don't know why I just thought of a harp, but jam, jam. Come on up. All right, we got Richard again. Come on up, Richard, yeah.
Come sit at our table.
Oh, just to say, I think I think we're up to date on the Padlet as well. So we got the approval. So everything that we've talked about so far should be on the Padlet. But if you have questions, let us know.
So just really quick, there's two resources that I'd want to share. One I just learned about called Futurepedia.io. Does anybody know about that? Show us. Awesome. So Futurepedia, just listening to all of the amazing resources that are available, Futurepedia is a website where you can see all of these websites in one place. So you can search. I looked up Hugging Face was there. Of course, all of the AI, the language learning models. But it's just a really cool resource. You sign up for free. You can browse courses on how to use those different softwares. But just a really cool resource I just learned about, and I'm telling everyone about it, especially seniors, because seniors are so reluctant to get or use AI. So you can really see the different types of ways it could benefit you. Now, the other resource that I wanted to...
Oh, I have a question.
Yes.
And I think we're at the point where you can just ask questions.
Cool. Grab up to the mic, or grab the mic.
Okay, okay. So you said Hugging Face, so I can look here and I'll find like a course on how to use Hugging Face? Is it tool specific or general AI skills?
It's tool specific. So yes, you can type in Hugging Face, it pulls it up for you, and you can visit the site, but there are also courses. And then you could, search through these, the different courses. Of course, there's a free trial for the courses, but that would show you a little bit, or give you a little bit more familiarity with the different apps. Now, the other resource that I wanted to show was actually on the Human IT website. We have a mascot. The mascot's name is Hugh. Now, get it? Human? Yeah. There we go. So, Hugh the Manatee is a really cool resource that when you go to the website, you will be able to see this little guy in the corner, in the bottom right-hand corner, and you can chat with Hugh to talk about what device, would be best suited for your needs. So it may be, you need something with 8 gigs RAM, a certain amount of internal storage, and or something else, a certain screen size, touch screen. You can talk to Hugh, and he'll show you what devices would best fit in that with those criteria. So just a really cool resource for those. If you do find yourself on the website, please talk to Hugh. Let him know what you need, and he will respond. Oh, and also he was bilingual, so just a really cool resource there as well. Yes, English and Spanish.
Okay.
Mhm.
What was I going to ask? What are some of the criteria? Like if an adult educator wanted to show their learners, is it purchasing or borrowing or getting for free, first of all?
That's a great question. Yes, so Human IT, we do sell devices. However, if you are receiving a government benefit, or if you are of a certain income range, then you can receive an additional discount on those devices. So there's 2 tiers of pricing. You have gold member pricing, and then you have regular pricing. So anyone could purchase a Chromebook for, say, $120. If you are receiving a government benefit, that may be something closer to around $90 or $100. So.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, I think we have officially about 5 minutes left or so. So in the room or online, any last tools that we want to highlight? Let me just, while you're thinking about that, while you're stealing up the courage to come up and do the last share, let me just go to the Padlet for a second. Let us know again if you're having any trouble getting to the Padlet, but I think everything that we've talked about and folks have presented on has made it to the Padlet. Again, on the Padlet, you want to scroll all the way over to the right-hand side. And you'll see just a little entry for each of the tools that we've talked about. Again, anyone, if you want to add any comments or additional information, please feel free to do so. But yeah, I learned a lot. Yeah, I'm really interested in this idea of creating my own chatbot. And I love some of the suggestions for some tools to be able to do that. So I feel like I have a little vision for creating a chatbot, so which is really cool. Okay, anybody else? Anyone else? Any last ideas you want to share? Tools you want to share? Online folks? Okay.
Okay, with Padlet, this is a lightning tip. Oh no, I'm not allowed to share anything on this Padlet. Never mind. Okay, well, in Padlet, you can share a breakout link for people to only see like one column. So if I did own this Padlet, I would drop down this ellipsis and I would give you guys a link directly to the Tech Jam session, and then you would see all of the Tech Jam stuff instead of everything else in the Padlet. So that's one of my favorite little Padlet tricks. But it is cool to see the whole Padlet. This is all content from our Strand meeting. So you can see here some different ideas that other adult educators had about AI skills that are needed for learners, for generating content as a teacher, for program admin. So good to see the whole thing, but that breakout thing is fun too. Great.
Okay. One other thing about Padlet too, if you haven't used Padlet recently as a teacher or creator, Padlet has that Padlet Sandbox as well. So Padlet Sandbox is kind of the newest addition to Padlet. Again, if you haven't played around with Padlet lately, check it out. It's meant to be like a collaborative space. So it's kind of building off of the Padlet that we're looking at here. But the Padlet Sandbox is a collaborative space, really good for your learners to be able to kind of use the sandbox as a place to create and share out and collaborate with their fellow learners in the classroom. So take a look at that as well. Okay, so we're a couple minutes before the end here. Thanks to everyone who came. Just a few reminders again that let me go ahead and share again. So again, after today, after the conference, make sure to sign up for the Google group. Do you know anything about the Google group?
Yeah,
And yeah.
A Google group is essentially a listserv, so it's like a Gmail address. So this is a way for you guys to ask questions to this community and say like, hey, what's everybody using blah, blah, blah for? Or say, hey, I just published a report on whatever technology and here and there. So it's just essentially an email listserv that you're joining.
I didn't mean, like, what is a Google group? I meant like, if somebody joined this Google group, what would they be getting in the future after today? And you said it's sort of just a space for us, all of us to communicate and share resources, share ideas, ask questions, including what is a Google group? You could ask it on the Google group. It's very meta that way, so. Okay, sorry, Rachel, we were a little bit off base here, but yeah, no, please join the Google group after today. I think, you know, as we, even in 3 days, like there's this whirlwind of things about technology and AI and emerging tech that's out there. You heard the keynote speakers this morning, the panel presentation on emerging technology and green technology, and these are all things that are great for us as adult educators to keep abreast of. So the Google group is a great forum to be able for all of us to share ideas and questions and thoughts and resources. So please consider joining the Google group after today. You'll have access to the Padlet as well after today. So again, here's the QR code and the link to the Padlet. Again, thank you so much, everyone, all you brave souls who came up and shared the resources. We've ended it with the jam. Otherwise, thanks for coming today. Safe travels, and we will see you in the future at the next thing. Thanks so much. And thank you again, online people as well, for joining too.